Why do we worry so much? Well, worrying makes us feel like we're doing something productive, that it's a way to relieve the anxiety that we're feeling, or to better prepare ourselves to face whatever we're anxious about. But worry is like fuel for anxiety. The more we worry, the more anxious we tend to feel. And so why do we continue to worry when it only makes us feel worse? Worrying feels a lot like problem solving. We've identified some sort of problem that's making us anxious, and we want to get rid of what's causing our anxiety. And so worrying is a way of trying to problem solve our way out of feeling anxious. But unfortunately, our emotions don't work like this. And the more we try to think our way out of them, the stronger they become. Now, the reason worrying can't solve our problem is that usually the problem we're worrying about is outside of our control. If we had control over the things we're worrying about, we wouldn't need to worry about them anymore. We could take some action and do something about them. But when we worry, we're worrying about the future. And so we're concerned about something that hasn't even happened yet. So there's nothing we can do about it now except worry even more. The classic worry begins with the what-if statement. We're trying to reassure ourselves that no matter what happens, everything will be okay. And the way we do this is to what if anything we can think of that could ever happen, and to try to come up with a plan for that what if. And so we ask ourselves, what if this happens? And maybe we come up with an answer. But then that's followed by, but what if this happens instead? Or what if that happens? Or what if this other thing happens? And so now we try to figure out the answers to these questions, and we think we're problem solving, which would be something productive, but we're actually just worrying, which is completely unproductive. And the reason it's unproductive is that when we're worrying, we're trying to solve something that isn't even a problem yet, and it may never actually happen. And so there's absolutely nothing we can do about it right now. But when we're feeling anxious, it's hard to just do nothing. And so we let ourselves worry because doing anything feels better than doing nothing, even though what we're doing by worrying is only making us feel worse. And sometimes we actually get to the point where we think we finally have it all figured out. But then inevitably a new what if creeps in, and we're right back where we started, which is why once we start worrying, it can seem almost impossible to stop. And one of the worst things about worry is that even though most of the things we're worrying about don't actually happen, we still end up paying the price for them because of how miserable we made ourselves with all the worrying we were doing. And so we still end up suffering even if nothing bad ever happens. And even if it does happen, it's usually not as bad as we feared. But even if the worst case scenario does come about, the fact that we were worrying about it so much doesn't help anything and does nothing to improve the situation we find ourselves in now. So we've still made ourselves suffer with all of our worrying, with nothing to show for it at the end. So worrying offers us no benefits. There's never any productive reason to worry. If you don't have a problem, or don't know if you have a problem, then there's nothing to worry about. And if you do have a problem, if there's something you can do about it, then stop worrying and do that. And if you can't do anything about it, then worrying isn't going to help you anyway. But of course, it's one thing to say don't worry, and another thing altogether to be able to stop ourselves from worrying. So in the next video, we're going to look at some strategies to help you stop worrying, or at least to start worrying less. And please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and to check out my online mindfulness-based cognitive therapy and stress reduction course, where these videos come from, for free. You'll find a link in the description.